You looking for more anime to watch? Well, here are some suggestions from the from the winter 2019 anime season. What are the ones worth watching? Well, I'll tell you that right now. So, first up we have Rising of Shield Hero. If you haven't watched it already, give it a shot. I talked about my previous season rundown retrospective. It's a really good show. The first major arc is really good. The second one, most people would say, isn't as good. However, in my opinion, I'd say they're both equally as good, and I'm really looking forward to the second season that will come out at the start of next year. So yeah, if you want to get into Shield Hero, now's a really good time because the second season is, while not just on the horizon, it is coming out in the very near future. If you want a little bit of background, if you don't know anything already, well, Naofumi is isekai'd, and basically he's summoned to this world along with 3 other people, and they're all heroes with a cardinal weapon, quote unquote. And Naofumi, our main character, has a shield. However, in the country he's summoned to, well, there's a little bit of discrimination toward the shield hero. And as such, suffering this, he ends up exiled from the kingdom. I won't spoil what, because if you don't know, well, you can look forward to finding out. And the story is, for the first major arc, is about him clearing his name and just traveling the world. It's genuinely really worth a watch. It's a good cast of characters, the story is great, and the world is really good. The music too. The music's also really good. So yeah, give Shield Hero a quick watch. Check out the first few episodes, decide if you want to watch it. The first episode is an hour, so that should give you a good gauge to whether you'll enjoy the series or not. Next up, we have That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, Season 1. With the second part of the second season airing right now, I'd say that getting into Slime would be worth your time. I didn't intend for that to rhyme, but it did. Slime is a really wholesome, like, civilization-style isekai about a guy who gets isekai'd and then he's, well, building a civilization, effectively. There's more to it than just that, but I'll leave that for you to find out as you watch it, because it's really good. And, as I said, the second season's second part is airing right now, so if you want to wait till that finishes and then binge both seasons in their entirety, then a couple more weeks and you can get right into it. But I'd recommend starting now. Just, then you don't have to wait as much. So yeah, Slime is really good. Like, it is really, really good. It's one of the better isekais. To be fair, we had 2 really good isekais this season in Shield Hero and Slime. So yeah, give them a check. Albeit, Slime did start the season before, but that's by the by. Next, we have The Promised Neverland, or Yokusoku no Neverando. Now, the first season of this I've heard very, very good things about. While I personally haven't watched it, I do plan to read the manga. So, if you just want a good, solid, single season, watch The Promised Neverland. It's meant to be really, really good. I've heard very good things about it, so check it out. However, from the end of the first season, maybe don't watch the second one, because of, well, let's just say it's a very, very, very rushed. They skip whole arcs, reorder events, and then the entire ending is summarized into about 10 slideshow slides. 10 PowerPoint slides, that's probably a better way of putting it than slideshow slides, because, well, it's implied in the title, in what I'm saying. Anyhow, the first season of this is most certainly worth your time. However, the second season, probably not. It's worth giving the manga a shot after that. From what I've heard, while I can't vouch for that from any personal aspect, I do suggest that you check it out in that order. Okay, next up we have Kaguya-sama, Love is War. Now, Kaguya-sama, for me, absolutely fucking hilarious. I love Kaguya-sama. I think it's one of the best comedy anime out there. Although, again, comedy is something that is very, very subjective. If you don't find Kaguya-sama funny, you just aren't going to like it. Now, the first season is more comedy central than the second one. The second one I actually prefer. The second season is honestly fantastic. So, even if you don't really like the comedy, if you can sit through the first season to get the second one, then good on you. But yes, Kaguya-sama, if you don't know what it's about 2 tsundere, effectively, who want to make the other confess to each other because they're 90% sure that they both like each other, but they don't want to be the one to confess, because if you confess, you lose. And what makes it so funny is how over the top and ridiculous their schemes are to get each other to confess, with how just blunt and to the point the narrator is with delivering what he's saying that's so over the top. It's really hard for me to describe, but give Kaguya-sama a watch. It is really good. I genuinely recommend you give the show a shot. Okay, Mob Psycho 100, obviously, is a very critically acclaimed anime, and the second season of it. Now, again, I personally haven't watched it, but Mob's really good, so I'd give the second season a watch if you watch the first one. If you haven't watched the first one, well, it's one of the most critically acclaimed anime, so I'd probably give it a watch. Why haven't I? Don't ask that question. If you liked One Punch Man, you'll like Mob Psycho, because they get compared quite a lot. So yeah, give it a watch. So much as I can say, it's an action anime with some, well, comedy and slice of life you can read. Next up, we have Gotobu no Hanayome. Now, Quintessential Quintuplets is, in my opinion, one of the single best harem anime and manga to come out. Now, while I'm not satisfied with the ending of the manga, the anime, from what it covers so far, I haven't watched the second season because I read the manga, but the first season, I can say, is really good. It covers, well, I don't actually know how much of the manga it covers, but it covers an amount of the manga. As for what it's about, well, as you can see, there is 5 girls, and there's 1 guy. He is effectively tutoring them because they're all fucking stupid. And that's it. He's tutoring them. And, yeah, that's basically it. But, remember, this is a harem rom-com, so obviously, things are gonna deviate from that to some extent. However, the best thing with Quintessential Quintuplets is you're introduced to all 5 of the main girls right at the start. No more introduced, none are taken away. There are just these 5, and they get so much good character development. Like, seriously, if you want a really good quality harem rom-com, Quintessential Quintuplets is worth a watch. Seriously, give it a shot. Next up is Dororo. I've talked about this in the previous rundown retrospective. Dororo is really, really good. I absolutely loved watching it. Just check it out. I don't want to talk about why it's good, just watch it. Just watch it. And then we have a dumpster fire in Domestic Girlfriend. If you don't know what this is, it's about a guy who fucks a girl and a mixer, but he's in love with his teacher, and then his dad gets remarried, and then the daughters of his dad's new wife are the girl he slept with and his teacher. And then, well, a dumpster fire ensues. And if that concept interested you, you've probably already watched Domestic Girlfriend. And if it didn't, you probably haven't watched Domestic Girlfriend. I don't recommend you watch it. It's not good. But if you want some really shit, like, story and to laugh at, go right ahead. Next up, Kakegurui Double Cross. The second season of Kakegurui. So, if you watch the first season, you'll like the second season. It's the case with, second seasons. As for Kakegurui second season as a whole, it was not bad. I didn't dislike it. I can't really remember much about it. That probably doesn't go to show how good it was, because if it's not memorable, then it can't be great. But yeah, it's all right. That's about all I gotta say. If you want a gambling anime, sure, check out Kakegurui and Double Cross. Go right ahead. Next up is Date A Live 3. Now, I really don't like Date A Live, but I'm going to subject myself to Season 4 when it comes out. Why? Because I hate myself, I guess. Date A Live is about, well, it's a harem about a guy, just a regular-ass guy who has to make these spirits like him so that they won't cause destruction. And yeah, that's basically it. I can't really tell you much more because that's all there really is to it. It's basically a dating sim as an anime. That's all it is. So yeah, if that piques your interest, go check it out, I guess. And then we have JoJo's Part 5. Obviously, JoJo's really good. I can't really tell you anything about JoJo's. If you don't know about JoJo's, just go into it blind. The less you know, the better, to be honest. If you do know anything about JoJo's and you haven't decided to watch it, then you're probably not going to like JoJo's. But watch JoJo's. If you want. It's up to you. Part 5 is really good, though. Part 5 is my favourite part of the ones that have been animated. Really looking forward to Part 6 when it comes out. And yeah, JoJo's really good. I genuinely recommend that you give it a watch because it's really quality. The story writing is really good. When you get past the growing pains, Part 1 and Part 3, it really comes into its own. It's really worth watching past that point. But you do have to, you know, push through, especially Part 3. Part 3 does drag quite a bit, but it's worth it when you get to Part 4 and 5. Trust me. But by the time you're there, you're past the point of no return, having watched like 70-something episodes, so take that how you will. But in my opinion, I'd watch JoJo's if I were you. But again, it's your choice. If you don't want to watch JoJo's, go right ahead. If you want to get the memes, watch JoJo's. If you don't care, don't. It's up to you. 3D Girlfriend, second season. This show, it's alright. It's not the best or most in-depth or smartest rom-com out there, and in the second season it does pull a haha, big sad, to try and like evoke emotion in the watcher. And while it's not bad, it is somewhat out of nowhere, but also somewhat hinted at in the first season. But as things stand, I don't dislike this show. I actually think it's actually like worth checking out if you want just a nice romance anime, because it's pretty good. Well, pretty good. It's like 7 out of 10, 6 out of 10. Like, it's not bad, but it's not like on another level. It's average. But with the amount of bad romance anime there are out there, being, well, it's slightly better than average, actually. Don't take me as I said that. It's slightly better than average. So yeah, that's my take on 3D Girlfriend. And I believe that that is everything that I'm going to be talking about. Yep. Beautiful. Right. So, if you like the video, like, like, comment, sub, hit the notification bell, do whatever you want. I've been Animosity, you've been you, and I hope to catch you all next time for another video. Ta-ta for now.